All right, folks, I think we're ready to get started. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Thank you for being with us.
Thanks.
Yeah.
Thanks so much for being here tonight, and thanks to Barry and Maria for hosting us here tonight. This is a very special night for us. We have just completed a new recording, a 4-song EP that actually releases officially tomorrow. We have copies of it over there. So this is the private pre-screening that we're doing now tonight. And it's very special to us because it's been actually a little while since we put out new music. A lot of things happened along the way. Remember that COVID thing? And other things that just sort of distracted life, and life happened. But over the course of the last year, Kate and I felt inspired to start a new project and to write new songs and to record them and to release them. So this is very special to us because this is that moment when we, after all the work that we've done, the subterranean work of writing songs and producing material, working on it in the privacy of our homes, we have that wonderfully sort of frightening moment when you take it out into the world and you share it with other people, and that's the moment that we're about to embark on. And we thought, what a great time, the transition of the seasons from summer to fall, a transitional moment as we pass through this gateway from one place to another. We're passing in a gateway from sort of being quiet to making music and sharing it with the world. And as it happens, the symbol for this particular collection of songs is a kind of gateway. It's a portal that Kate created, a piece of stained glass that you see over there by Barry there, by the sound man over there, is Kate's portal, a piece of stained glass that she created with the help of her teacher Karen, who's here tonight. Very, very special to have her with us. Kate created this piece to serve as the cover for the album, but also we've been calling it the portal because we feel that it is the making of it, the intention behind it. We hoped that it would become a kind of way for music to pass through into the world and perhaps some other kinds of magic as well. And so as we play tonight, the portal will be there, hopefully opening up and letting good things pass through. With all of that said, we're going to start and do the 4 songs from the EP. In there, we'll do the EP live in its entirety, and then we'll do some of our other material as well. And so, without further ado, I think we're going to begin. Did you have something you wanted to say?
I do. Well, welcome, and just to ditto to a lot of what Robert said, but I just want to set the tone. So Robert mentioned that we have a portal over there. And in the center, when the light is illuminating through the center, there is a point of light that is the brightest light that you can see. And it fades out into darkness, into blue. I was inspired by a painting, actually the first painting that ever made me break down in tears. That's hanging in the Isabella Stewart Gardner Museum in Boston. And it's, I was trying to look for the exact name of it just now. James Abbott Whistler is the artist, and it is just a gray and blue landscape. Just very, very simple and very, very plain. Except that in the very middle there is a small orange point of light that you can see. Why would that make me cry? I've never actually gotten emotional over a piece of art like that before, and it kind of threw me off balance. I didn't expect it. It seemed so simple and so plain, and yet it made me break down. At that moment, and in the time after I saw that painting, I realized that the reason it affected me so much was I was in a point in my life where I felt very far away from myself. And I saw the point of light in the distance on the horizon in the gray as what I needed to get back in touch with. There have been many moments since then that have influenced this song that have that feeling to it. One of them was being in an empty church in France where I felt inspired to write this song. And I realized that for me, where I feel most inspired is in the space and in the distance or in the liminal space where the creative spirit can come through. And so when Robert and I were writing this collection of songs, we noticed they all had a feeling of liminal space or a transition of time or emotional time passing, like the dawn to dusk, like grief to new life, from winter to spring, and in those moments where we wash away everything and start again. This is a song that was inspired by that painting and this sentiment. This is called Hide and Seek. Thank you.
Thank you.
This is where you'll always be. This is where you are now, invisible in me. So I dawned today with an unexpected gift. Open every ceiling with a faithful let you
Thanks. Barry, could I have more vocals, both vocals, and more of the backing track, please? Thank you all so much. That song is called Invisible in Me. And I wanted to tell a story too about a song when I was, like Maria, also worried that I was going to cry. So I decided we'll do the song first, and then maybe I'll try to tell the story. So the song that we just sang was a prayer that came to me a week or two after we lost our beautiful Great Pyrenees dog Oscar. And Oscar was just a beautiful, bright spirit who had an incredible story, had a very difficult start to his life, was badly neglected and abused, was rescued, and then we ended up taking him in. He found us, and he rescued us. And for all of his difficult starts of life, he was this incredibly joyful being and full of just love and just eternal happiness, eternal optimism. One of my favorite things to do would be to look out the window as we drove in the car and just see him with his head out the window. Because he was a Great Pyrenees, so he just had these lips just flapping and ears just flapping, and he was so joyful in that moment. Like, and I always thought about this, like, what a hard start to life, but in this moment, he was so happy, you know? And he just forgot all about that, and I thought, there is a lesson in that non-attachment and just being in the moment and forgetting your past and forgetting your wounds and your traumas. And so he was just this constant, and everyone who met him just like, he was just this big ball of fur and love and saliva. And last summer we had to say goodbye to Oscar, and it was desperately difficult to lose that love and to lose that bright spirit in our lives, and in so many lives. And it was at a time, we had just come back from that trip to France that Kate was talking about, where Kate wrote Hide and Seek. And I actually didn't write much during that trip, and I felt a little bit like, I don't know if I got any songs left. I was feeling a little sad about that. But one of the things we talked about at that workshop was that input, output. You know, what happens to you in life, and what you're open to, what you feel, and what you experience is that input you need in order to write something meaningful. Well, I didn't know that this was going to happen, but it certainly cut me right open. And I just would wake up in the mornings just feeling so empty and raw. And one morning that song came through, you know, and I just, 6 a.m., half light, and I'm just sitting there on my guitar just trying to find a song, just trying to find something. And then there it was, the start of that song, you know. And a friend from next door came by one day and gave us a banana bread. In that moment of our grief, we got this beautiful gift from someone who probably didn't even know how much that meant, but it helped to restore my feeling of love, you know, and care that we had lost. And so that made its way into the song. And little by little, all these little moments came. And before I knew it, this song just became on constant replay in my mind through those weeks after losing Oscar, and it helped me through. It helped us through. And so now I offer that song to any who might be experiencing loss or grief, to know that it is possible to find that love on the other side. One of the moments that came through to me that was so strong as I sat down to meditate when I was really in the middle of this grief. And as soon as I closed my eyes, there was that love, right? It just came through from somewhere. I said, oh, he's still with me, you know? And so I offer that song up, and I hope that it helps. And this morning when I woke up, a Rumi poem came to my mind, and I wanted to share it as a way to begin our evening here. And that is, today, like any other day, we wake up empty and frightened. Don't go into the study and begin reading. Take down a musical instrument. Let the beauty we love be what we do. There are hundreds of ways to kneel and kiss the ground. That's from our friend Rumi. This song, the next song here, came through to me years ago, actually, when I was struggling with my own feeling of a lack of devotion to God and to Spirit, and feeling a little bit lost. And there was this beautiful poem by Walt Whitman called "Out of the Cradle, Endlessly Rocking," and in it he sings about this bird out on the water who's calling back to shore, and he's looking for his partner, his mate who he's lost, and they can't connect anymore. And I just always love this image of sitting by the water and calling out and hoping for a return call from somewhere beyond the world. So that made its way into this song. This is called "The Flood Inside." And the lovers are the first ones to discover they throw themselves completely in the deep. While all the others completely to the sea. Give yourself over to the fire inside. Never, never hide. Thanks. Thanks a lot. So you know, the drums that we're hearing are the drums from the recording, played by a real drummer who's not here. He's in Maine. His name is Brian Adler, a wonderful percussionist who sadly was not able to join us tonight, but I said, well, maybe we can fly in some of your drum tracks, just so that you could be here in spirit. And so he played beautiful Udu drum, tabla, drum sets, shakers, and all sorts of things on the recording. And so anyway, he is a real person out there. It's not some kind of AI thing that we're doing here tonight. But while we're introducing
I was just going to say,
people
there
who are
are
not
real
here,
people.
do you want to introduce the people?
Yes, so this wonderful ensconced person over here is Kayla Farnham, who you may know. She's a local celebrity and an incredible singer-songwriter in her own right. If you have not heard her, you need to go hear her perform. And Kayla, we've been playing together a lot lately since we've come back to the area, and then before that as well. And as you can see, she's multi-talented. She plays a ton of instruments and writes and sings her own songs, and it's just fabulous. We're so lucky and fortunate to have her with us tonight. So thank you for being with us.
And for those of you who don't know us, I realized that we didn't say our names.
So this is Kayla. I'm Kate, and this is Robert.
And we are Oakes and Smith. A little funny story. So Kate is from here. Kate is from Pomfret. And, but we live, I'm from New Jersey, but when we met, I was living in the Berkshires in Western Massachusetts. And that's where we met. That's where I was living when we met. She was here, but she moved there. But in my earliest days, this was back in 2007, our earliest days together, we would often come right here to the Vanilla Bean. Yeah, and have, first dates and such. And so,
coffee and really good chili.
Yes. And so this really is special to us. It's like coming home. So, it's very nice that we get to do this. Right? Yeah. So we're going to carry on with the songs from the EP. This is the last one, actually, from the EP. And this is the song about transitioning from winter into summer. We skipped one, didn't we? Winter into spring. Yes. And I wrote this one years ago, this was back when I was living in New Jersey. Now, when you live in the countryside, wintertime can be lovely. Snow falls, it gets nice and white, and it sort of just stays there nice and white for a long, long time. But in New Jersey, not so much. It gets a little gray and slushy and dirty very fast, and people get really cranky because there's snow everywhere and it won't get out of your way. You gotta shovel it, and you gotta get out of there. Makes commuting that much harder and everything else. So it was one of those winters. It was very, very long winter. It kept just snowing, storm after storm, piling up, and it would not quit. And even well into March, it just kept coming. But finally, we had a break. It was one night in particular, I'm sitting there and I'm noticing that it got warmer, and that the snows turned to rain, and that it started to kind of melt the snow, and I could hear this little pitter-patter on the roof. And so I sat down to write a song, a hopeful song about coming through this long, cold period of dormancy, being frozen underground. And then the seed starts to burst. And then new life starts to take form. And it's helped by the rain. And as I was listening to the sound, there's a song in this. So I started to write it down, and this is the song. It's called After Winter.
Since late night brings a spring rain, and it brings me back, brings me back, brings me back, brings me back, back to the beginning, back to the early morning, and in the drip of the drops, in the splashes, splatters, I hear promise of a sprouting seed, hope of a return to earth, and the possibility of life after winter. And that winter made bears of our song as we slumbered in those sleepy caves. We grumbled and growled at the cold, and we made a bed of our fat and fur. And we waited. Now I listen to the March wind sing, something comes, something comes, something comes, something comes, something's coming from the green ground. Something gone is on the rebound, and in the drip of the drops, in the splashes, splatters, I hear promise of a sprouting seed, hope of a return to earth, and the possibility of life after winter. After winter, oh, after winter, after winter, oh, after winter.
This would be a good time to sing along if you let me.
After winter,
After winter, oh, after winter, after winter, oh, after winter, after winter, oh, after winter, after winter, oh, after winter, after winter, oh, after winter, after winter, oh, after winter, after winter, oh, after winter, after winter, oh, after winter, after winter, oh, after winter, after winter, oh, after winter.
Thank you. Thank you so much. It's always so lovely to have people singing with us. I really do think that angels make that sound of people singing together, right? It's just a beautiful sound. That's the EP. So if you like those songs, there it is. It's on CD form. I have to admit, I was a little bit conflicted about whether to print CDs, because CDs are becoming so obsolete at this point, right? I know. I mean, in my lifetime, I remember my father's car had this giant 8-track tapes that he'd jam into the dashboard. You all remember this? Yes. We'd sit and it would like play most of a song, and then it would like change channels in the middle of the song. Go on. Cassettes, CDs, MP3s. Now it's just streaming. We receive it. It's transmission from above. Anyway, we're glad we printed some copies. It's really nice to hold an object in your hand. So we have some of those objects over there. But we also have a card there, and if you'd like, you can scan it. It's got a QR code. It'll take you right to where you can listen and buy it online if you like. Well, we're going to play some of our older songs now. And we're going to do one called So Beautiful, which is one of the tunes that Kate and I wrote together. Kate kind of came out of this dream. I mean, she like woke up singing this melody one night, and I was like, oh, I gotta get thankfully I always have something to record, She sang this beautiful melody. She was just kind of like, I just had this song in my head. It was the middle of the night, so like, it had to wait till the morning. But in the morning, I took it out and I sort of listened, and I sort of picked out the rest of the song. And so it really is true. This song, in the bridge section, it references Bottom's dream from A Midsummer Night's Dream by Shakespeare. But it really is like it comes out of a dream. This is called So Beautiful.
Something's moving between the earth and the sun. beautiful. I know you will take me with you.
Thanks. Thanks. I was going to play a song on the piano, but I really think it would be dangerous to try to get over there now. It's like running the gauntlet. So we're going to skip that one with apologies to Nick Drake, whose beautiful song "Time of No Reply" we are not going to sing, but
Next time.
next time. And if you go look it up, it is a beautiful song for autumn time, which is why we wanted to sing it now. But no more talking about a song we're not going to play. We're going to do a song about summertime. And you know, these songs do come from a lot of different places. That, you know, we get like prompts maybe sometimes. You know, you get this like visual, you get an image, or you get a moment, something that happens, something that somebody says sometimes can inspire a song. In this case, there was a whole second verse that was inspired by a painting I saw online in some random Google search. There was two people holding hands barefoot, flying over a field, like a windswept field, low to the ground. And you can sort of see it from behind, you see their feet primarily. And I thought, this is a summer, such a summer image. Summer magic. And so we worked that image into this song, which is called Summer Lightning. And it is about how there are these moments in life when it feels like a moment could last forever. And I feel like we have a lot of these moments when we're young, and as we get older, maybe we sometimes lose touch. And we think that it was all in our young days. And then you get these remembrances, you get these reminders that like actually that eternal moment is possible anywhere along the timeline. And then it all comes flooding back in. And that's what this song is for. This is called Summer Lightning.
Taking our time. you lie.
This summer
Yes, this is our last moment of summer.
Yeah.
This is it.
Yeah.
I'm so glad you spent your last moment of summer with us. Yeah. Are we going to do the Joni Mitchell song now?
Sure.
We're going to do the Joni Mitchell song.
I mean, you said Joni Mitchell.
I see it over there, so I think it's going to happen. Does anyone like Joni Mitchell? Heard this songwriter named Joni?
Yeah, just a little note song.
Just a little bit.
Yeah.
A little bit. I've been talking like one.
Sure. Yeah, just to reiterate, thank you for being with us tonight. It's been really wonderful to perform and with Kayla and just be out and about. So Robert and I, when we choose covers, they kind of come to us. Sometimes people recommend covers to us after they hear us and they hear what our voices sound like together. And sometimes it's just a song that we listen to a lot, and it's the kind of song that hits you over the head, if you know what I mean. And we say to ourselves, okay, we're gonna learn that one. And of course, pretty much the entirety of Joni Mitchell's repertoire hits me over the head, as everybody else, you know. She's just kind of undeniable. She's a force of nature. And this one, I've just always loved the imagery of it. I think it's really beautiful, and I really love it as sort of a song of female empowerment and independence and choosing a life. And not just the woman in the song, but the idea of choosing your life, choosing to let life in, and choosing to have many different lives in one, that you can experience a fullness and a richness to your existence, while also, you know, eventually, as we all do, letting things go as well. At least that's what it means to me in some capacity. And like a lot of the covers that we love, as a vocalist, it's a marathon. She was brilliant, but she also had a lung capacity. So, when we were learning it, I was like, oh man, I'm getting my workout for sure. So bear with me if I have to take a deep breath somewhere. This is Cactus Tree by Joni Mitchell.
Catherine.
Thank you. Very much.
Thank you. Songs to a Seagull. Right? What a beautiful album. So many beautiful songs with so much soul, you know, some of that deep, deep, deep soul. They were so good at creating albums back then. Part of it was just the beauty of the old vintage vinyl sound.
And now we have the beauty of the old vintage CD.
Yes, and well, forget that. Beautiful MP3s and WAV files. We're going to do a song called Sitting Beside a Giant. And this is one of my tunes. I write sometimes songs about places because places to me sometimes have very special spiritual resonance, some sort of power to them that if you sit with it long enough it starts to speak to you. One of the things that I do when I'm not doing music is I lead ghost tours and at haunted places and out in the Berkshires. And part of what I think we're talking about when we go through and talk about ghosts is that we're talking about a special power, a resonance that sometimes these places can have. And they inspire the imagination. They inspire you to have all sorts of experiences beyond the everyday. And when I lead the ghost tour, I encourage people to get into that place if they can, just try to find it inside of themselves. I think that that can be a way to do it, and I think music can really get you there in a very deep way. And so for me, like when I feel that presence, I sometimes respond to it as a song, as a kind of return message. This is one that I wrote about a place out in western New Jersey called Sunrise Mountain. Contrary to popular belief, New Jersey actually does have some really beautiful rural wooded places. Growing up in the sort of factory belt where I grew up in northeastern New Jersey, I used to love to take rides out to western New Jersey to get out into the woods and disappear for a while. And it actually terrified me a little bit at first, because when you grow up in New Jersey suburbs, like everything scary happens in the woods. That's what you're told from a young age. Stay out of the woods. Go to the mall. You'll be fine. But go to the woods, you'll be dead. So it took me a little while to get over that programming. Once I did, I realized that, my God, it's all here. So I wrote this song about Sunrise Mountain. If you stand up at the top of Sunrise Mountain, you can look out in all directions. You can look out to Pennsylvania, you can look up to New York, you can look back across New Jersey, you can look up at the sky and see forever. So this is a song about that place. In the face of forever, sitting beside a giant, you and I came together, secure in the shelter we found in each other. We saw the sun lying on the riverbed. We saw the stars flying up above our heads. We came together that night. Sunset from Sunrise Mountain, those secrets were exposed, and we poured as if from a fountain, and we drank up that water, just taking it all in. We saw the sun lying on the riverbed. We saw the stars flying up above our heads. We came together that night. I will remember that night.
I'll stop.